米大リーグの頂点を決めるワールドシリーズは、日本時間26日に開幕し、ドジャースとヤンキースが1981年以来43年ぶりに対戦します。大谷は今季、レギュラーシーズンで54本塁打59盗塁という前人未到の記録を残しました。この偉業を誰よりも理解しているのが、怪物ジャッジだと言えるでしょう。日本時間23日に行われた MLB 公式会見で、ジャッジは大谷について最高の賛辞を送りましたので、その模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。さらに、ヤンキースのアーロン・ブーン監督や、元 MLB 選手ジョーイ・ボット、ハリウッド俳優のニコラス・タートゥーロ、人気キャスターのリッチ・アイゼンなど、様々な関係者が大谷についてコメントしていましたので、順番にご紹介します。
Aaron, when you guys played them in June, what did you take away from that series?
Well, they're a great ball club. You know, they're a complete team. They got you can talk about their offense where they start off with three, MVPs back to back there with, I know Freddie's a little banged up that ankle, but, Shohei, Mookie, and him, that's a tough three to go through to start off a game. They got a great pitching staff. I know they added a couple bullpen pieces to their bullpen, but just a complete team. They're fast, they're athletic, they can hit the ball out of the ballpark. Just a truly dynamic team. So it was definitely a fun series. I know it didn't go the way we wanted to here, but definitely fun always playing them.
Other than the obvious, what do you admire about Shohei?
Other than the obvious, I feel like everything's obvious. Hits for average, hits for power, the speed. Doing what he did this year with the 50 stolen bases. That's it got talked about a lot, but I don't think it got talked about enough. It's just he's an impressive athlete. The best player in the game, and what an ambassador for this sport.
Hey, Aaron, you mentioned about Shohei, but I think a lot of baseball fans are looking forward to see you and Shohei facing each other in the World Series. You guys had both a good season. Are you also kind of excited to, face Shohei in a big stage?
Yeah, definitely. We had our battles throughout the regular season over the years. When he was with the Angels playing, kind of back and forth. Seeing him hit homers over my head and, having some good series. But getting a chance to play on the biggest stage and the biggest moment, I think that's going to be pretty cool to watch. He's just, like I said, he's such a great ambassador for this game. He plays the game the right way. You see him hustling around the diamond. I think that just sets such a great example for our youth and all the kids that are going to be watching this series. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to this matchup.
Aaron, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Judge, Ohtani, both likely MVPs, both home run champions in their leagues. What do you think of the matchup within the matchup?
Obviously, I've gotten to see Aaron now for 7 years. Got to know him well. Just the reverence I have for the person. Excited that he's going to get to go be on this stage. And of course, I know playing against Shohei, what an amazing talent he is. And obviously, going to the Dodgers this year and having the kind of season he's put out there, I think it's great for the sport, great for baseball, and, looking forward to the battle of it all.
Aaron, before this postseason started and right around when it did start, there was some talk out of Los Angeles that Shohei could pitch eventually. Are you guys preparing for that possibility? Do you expect to see him on the mound at some point in the series?
I haven't given much thought to that. So, no, but if that's the case, we'll be ready for everything. We know what everyone they have throws and what they feature and things like that. So we'll be prepared for anything.
Yeah. And Ohtani in the World Series cannot be discounted. This is going to be amazing. And I don't know what the Yankees pitching plan is going to be for Ohtani.
Just think about it. Think how iconic it is.
Walk him. You put him on base, and there comes Mookie? Really? Yeah. That's no joke, dude.
You gonna let this dude hit 3-run bombs all series?
You can't. You got to neutralize one of those guys. And I'd say if you neutralize him, but Mookie can come back and burn you.
Well, there is a track record from the 3-game series that they played in New York City.
Right.
And Yamamoto dominated in that one. And the one who owned the Yankees like he was a Steinbrenner was Teoscar. Hernandez was unstoppable. So you got to, as much as we're focused in this conversation right now on Betts and Ohtani, it's both Hernandez's. Make sure Teoscar and Kike and Tommy Edman turns back into a pumpkin somehow.
Yeah. I think what's crazy about this series is, like, normally in the World Series and stuff, it's always somebody you're not expecting, you know? Like a few years ago, Jorge Soler for the Braves,
yes, right?
I think in this series, you got 6 Hall of Famers at least in this series. Like,
I love it.
I think the stars are going to play like stars, and these games are going to be incredible.
So you got Soto, you got Judge, you got
Stan's a Hall of Famer.
Yes. And you got Ohtani, Betts, Freeman. You go Freeman?
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
No doubt.
That's 6 Hall of Famers.
At least, I mean, Kershaw's not playing in the series.
But that's 7.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Cole might make the Hall of Fame.
Cole is on a
possibly 8.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's right.
Ballpark Cam fired up at Dodger Stadium where the Fall Classic gets underway on Friday. A showdown between 2 legendary organizations, the Yankees, the Dodgers, Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, the top 2 seeds. Kevin, when you see this marquee, what is your initial reaction to the matchup?
My initial reaction is it's awesome, period, end of story. And, you know, every time somebody's team gets knocked out, you kind of gravitate to another team. But these are 2 powerhouses. And the cool thing about this, and we've always kind of wanted this with Mike Trout, like our best player in baseball, you know, a few years back, and then kind of wanted him on the big stage, and we always were hoping he would get there. And now you have a chance to see the 2 best players, 3 best players, 4 best players, 5 best players, 6 best players. I mean, there's top 10 all up and down these rosters, right? With Betts and Freddie Free, you know, Ohtani and Judge, obviously, Soto and Stanton. But you're looking at just stars, and Garrett Cole, local UCLA boy. Dave Roberts went to UCLA. Aaron Boone went to USC. There's so much here, but it's star-studded power. And I think, you know, 2 big boys salary-wise, they have the ability to go out and get big boy players. But I think this is so exciting because no matter what you say, the Ohtani Judge, like, they're just not normal, right? One's 6'7", 300 pounds, shaped like a V, and Aaron Judge, and runs and plays center field and right field, like, moves different and hits balls further than a lot of people on this planet. And then you have Ohtani, who's, we've talked about, might be the closest unicorn we've ever seen playing baseball.
Kevin,
just does everything awesome. Yes?
Kevin, what letter are you shaped like?
I'm shaped like a pear, so it'd be a P. Like, you know, like I just kind of start like here, and then I'll kind of have an okay chest and forearms, and then it kind of goes back out. You know what I'm saying? Like the obliques just start hanging after 50. It's a rough deal, Sierra.
Okay.
I would have given him an H, like a letter H. You know, you got those big, strong forms.
Oh, damn.
Oh, man. I just, like, listen, I love the underdog as much as you do, Sierra. I do.
I do.
I think it's so cool when we have teams that, you know, do what Cleveland just did, where we didn't expect it, but we kind of learned to expect it because they did it all season long. But as far as like growing the game and getting people to watch the game and eyeballs on the game, they are talking about this coast to coast. No matter where you are, in every airport as you're connecting in Denver, there's going to be somebody wearing a Dodger hat and somebody wearing a Yankee hat. When these games are on, they will be on TVs everywhere, at every bar. Doesn't matter what little small town you're in. This is big news. These are iconic franchises that have matched up against each other in the past so many times, and we haven't seen it for 43 years. We have not seen them in the World Series. So to sit there and say like, oh, the big 2 power, it hasn't happened in forever. And like Kevin was saying, the best players, like that's what we want. Like the little kids at home that love Shohei Ohtani, that love Aaron Judge, that love Juan Soto, that love watching Garrett Cole pitch, or Yamamoto, or Walker Buehler. That's who they want to see right now. They want to see these superstars on the biggest stage. And there will be no bigger eyeballs anywhere than we've ever seen. Like, I know what the numbers might end up being here in the U.S., but then you think about the global impact with Ohtani and Yamamoto going back to Japan. This is incredible for our game. We get to showcase the greatest players in the game. They're not sitting on a golf course. They're playing in the Fall Classic, and it is awesome. And we get to see what they do now on this great big stage. And I think it's great. Would I think it's great every year? Maybe not. But right now, I think it's awesome, and I'm fired up for it.
They are two global brands. Really quick, I want to get to the price of a ticket for Game 1 in Los Angeles. Kevin, how much do you think the minimum price is?
Yeah, I saw that. It's very sad. It's $1,500, I think.
1,300 and the standing room ticket at Yankee Stadium for middle games was already over 1,500.
How does this World Series play out in your opinion?
Dodgers have home field advantage. I think that matters. The Yankees haven't played a West Coast game. The Dodgers have already, so there may be something to sleeps, and I don't know. But it's going to come down to randomness. These are the two best offensive teams. This is the best case scenario for, I think, fans of the sport. I mean, this is an opportunity for the sport to I think, move forward. But we're going to need a deep series, and my prediction is, I think the Dodgers, with the home field advantage, are going to win this one.
Do you have a rooting interest?
I care so much about the sport. I care so much about the expansion of the sport. We've got four of the best, probably 6 players, probably 4 of the best 50, maybe 75 players in the history of the game in the World Series right now. We've got probably a top 50 athlete in the world in Shohei Ohtani in terms of fandom. So I care desperately about our sport growing and people falling in love with it. It's difficult when all of the sports are regional and all of a sudden you get dunked on the national stage. Thankfully, we've got New York and LA. We've got 4 megastars in Mookie, Aaron, Juan Soto, and the ace of, spades, the king, whatever, the big dog, Shohei Ohtani. If we can maximize this is really great for our sport. I don't want to see a sweep. I don't want to see a 5-game series.
ドジャースのフレディ・フリーマン内野手もオンライン取材に応じ、ワールドシリーズ第1戦に出場する意欲を見せました。
現状では第1戦には出場できると思っている。休養が足首の回復に大いに役立っているので、試合に臨む準備はできると信じている。
と語り、リーグ優勝決定シリーズ第6戦を欠場したことで、休養期間が延び、回復が助けられたことを明かしました。ロバーツ監督もフリーマンの復帰に期待を寄せ、
彼にとってこの数日の休養は非常に大きな助けとなるだろう。チームのために何でもする選手。彼がラインナップに戻ることでチーム全体はさらに強化される。
とコメントしました。ご視聴ありがとうございました。これからも大谷選手のさらなる活躍から目が離せません。チャンネル登録と高評価をよろしくお願いします。皆様からのコメントもお待ちしております。